It's just about that time of the week. Time for the Weekly Weebs Podcast. Grab your friends, family, waifus, and husbandos, and join your favorite weebs for an exciting show of anime talk. Hosts Crimson, Frenchie, Wigwiki, and Zario Machini will review and suggest shows, talk about news from the industry, and tackle some of the biggest arguments in the world of anime. It's the Weekly Weebs Podcast, starting now.
What's up, losers? Welcome back. You're weebs. We're weebs. We be talking. I told Jack Wang to find the episode where Cremetta was born, and she said, "On it, Chief."
Nice.
Hell yeah.
This is why we build community.
So we can remember our own episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we are going to talk about Anime Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's Anime Pitch Perfect meets random supernatural metal,
Yeah.
I guess. This shit was fucking
No, it
weird,
was
but
hip-hop.
Oh my god. You almost had me. You almost had me.
the show's fucking weird, and take it away, Zario.
What's up, everybody? So yeah, this was just one of those shows that was on my Crunchyroll watch list. Decided why not check it out. I think this was a cool show. I really like the character designs, the animation was really good. This show's not anything like groundbreaking, I don't think. But I enjoyed it a lot. I don't think that there was anything I necessarily disliked about this show, to be honest. But at worst, it didn't always have my attention.
Yeah.
Yes, Crimson.
I felt like, thank you. The story was a little hard to follow at times, because clearly this show was made to showcase the music and the collaboration of all these different actual Japanese hip hop groups.
Yeah, which apparently the show is just based off of a music collaboration project called Paradox Live.
Yeah. And the story around the Phantom Metal, the concept is really cool.
Yeah.
I feel like there was just a lot of moments where it felt kind of lackluster.
Yeah.
For a
It
show,
was kind of repetitive.
yeah,
Very.
for a show that's about the music wasn't always that good.
I liked the music enough.
The last song I didn't like.
The cipher that they did.
The one where they were trying to get the guy to break out of the Phantom Metal.
I liked it. It was an a cappella cipher. It was cool. It was just there to be a moment. It wasn't necessarily there to be the I guess great song that's more for
Fair.
the independent.
Like the intro was.
Yeah.
God, that intro slapped.
Yeah.
It was just B12, the anime, Boys 12. So I really like the open, and I think the second half of the show, music is a lot better. But when they were actually doing the battles, like the closing song from the groups, I didn't think they were good outside of Bay in the first episode. This second through fourth episode where they introduced each of the other groups, I didn't think their closing song was very good.
I always liked the brothers.
See, I didn't like Cosmez. Cosmez in the second episode, I did not like their song.
Really?
Yeah, I think the music overall was pretty solid, as it really should be in a show like this. But also the returning champions, the ones that were throwing everything to shit,
Like Bankaidan or something.
Yeah, I didn't like them at all. I didn't like their performance.
I thought they were pretty fine.
I like them a lot.
Yeah.
I really
I
liked
actually
Bay's
like it a lot.
music. I liked Bay's a lot. The Cat Whiskers was also fun. I liked their backstory
Yeah.
a lot.
The guy with the deep voice, I fucked with that. I
The main guy that comes on first for them in the open.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cosme, the story with Cosmez actually kind of broke my mind a little bit.
It was so sad.
That was
That's another thing. Just like how we were mentioning your name, how they tell us like first thing exactly what happens.
that the brother
they tell us
fucking killed
literally,
himself.
Episode 1, we're told that.
Yeah.
Episode 1, as soon as the like scared little kid, I can't remember his name,
Yeah.
saw the brother, he starts freaking out because he thinks he's dead.
Yeah.
So as soon as
Yeah, I
like,
didn't even think twice about it. And I'm
Right.
like, wait, so if he's dead, like, was there is he a robot or like?
It was a
Did
really
it-
nice twist with the fact that he'd been using his own phantom metal
yeah,
to
Yeah,
create
that-
the illusion.
That was cool.
And
I
it-
fucked with that.
and he even convinced himself.
That the brother was real. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that was-
fucked
that was
hard
awesome.
with that. That was cool.
yeah.
That was a cool story moment.
Yeah, as soon as that kid started telling his friend that his friend was that he killed his friend,
Yeah.
and he started having like those flashbacks, and you see that it's the other dude's brother,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like,
But I thought, wait, what?
and then once he started explaining that, it started like I started having like flashbacks to the first episode, and I was like, oh my god, this whole time, and then he just doesn't tell him. He just keeps hanging out with this group.
I want to know more about the guy who was who had the split personalities between the speaker of the Phantom Metal and his just goofy self. I wanted more of how he how that worked, how he was able to kind of do that.
I think the show suffered from trying to carry so many stories.
Yes,
There was a
in it.
lot of main characters to.
Because
every individual person basically had their own reason for trying to win. It wasn't even so much a group thing, except for the bad boys. They were kind of a unit. They were the most that were
They were a
unit.
family.
yeah, it's
Like,
a mafia
they're-
family.
They're in it together.
Yeah.
But with the other,
Mafia hip hop family.
yeah, with the other three groups, it was each individual had their own
Mhm.
reason for doing things.
Bad boys.
Yep.
Um,
I think they're the ones, music wise, I technically liked the least.
Same.
I agree.
I also agree.
Bay was
Cats-
probably my favorite because
Bay
I just liked all the characters.
Yeah. Bay was really good. Cosmos was good. Cat's Whiskers was good. Bad Boys was just kind of mid.
Yeah, I think for me it goes Cosmez, Cat's Whiskers, then Bay, and then
I think
Bad Boys.
mine's Cosmos, Bay, Cat's Whiskers, Bad Boys.
Mine is probably Bay, Cat's Whiskers, Cosmez.
Bad Boys.
Bad boys.
Cat's Whiskers also is just my favorite group in terms of the cast of characters.
That's fair.
I really like all the members of Bay.
Yeah.
They're all awesome, but I don't know. There's just something about the Cat's Whiskers crew. I love them, especially the
The owner.
well, yeah, he's great. But I was gonna say the two younger guys, the
Yeah.
timid kid and the spaz.
Yeah. I think it's because they probably feel a little more relatable because they're more grown up versus Bay and Cosmos, which I think are supposed to be more in their college to high school era of age, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, early 20s.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So I think the fact that Cat's Whiskers is a little bit more relatable in the aspect of hey, we're adults, we're doing this because we don't want our shop to shut down. We don't want our home and our business to just be completely shut down.
We got bills to pay.
Exactly. We're doing this because we got bills to pay. That's relatable.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, overall, the show was fine. I think the music was pretty damn good. The open slapped. The outro was pretty damn cool.
I personally actually like the outro more than the intro. I loved the outro. That song was awesome.
So I found out that they actually have an entire album for this show.
Yeah, because it's a whole collaboration
Yeah.
project.
I was like this close to just putting the whole album in my library because I for sure put the intro in, but I was debating if I wanted to do the whole album or not. And I think I might end up doing it anyways. It's like a kind of guilty pleasure to listen to because the music's like I said, the music's pretty damn cool, and it's very. It's definitely a genre that I have not really touched or seen a lot of to begin with. Like I've seen a lot of like K-pop and I've seen a lot of like J-pop and stuff, but I don't think
Are you saying hip hop or like Japanese hip hop specifically?
like Japanese hip hop specifically. Like
Yeah,
I know,
me
like
neither.
I've listened to quite a bit of like hip hop and stuff, but like Japanese specific hip hop, I haven't listened to a lot of before this, and it's pretty damn cool. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
The show's cool. It's not like spectacular or anything, but
Yeah. I think there was no need for the doctor. The guy who was like running all of Paradox Live. He
well,
just kind of exists. Like I know it was
they
his
needed
whole
they,
thing.
they needed a driving force.
Yeah, but the Phantom Metal alone should have been like the driving force and not the person trying to experiment on it. Because if you're already messing with something that's dangerous like Phantom Metal, you don't really need a guy who's like, "Oh, I'm the conductor behind all this" kind of thing.
Well, so then what would you have done for a climax?
I mean, you can keep everything the same, but just remove the whole that guy.
But the whole reason that
Not the whole that guy.
the whole reason that the metal became like the ghosts and also merged with the brother dude was because of the experiments conducted by the scientist guy. It wasn't.
Fuck, you're right.
It wasn't like he theorized that the metal could do something like that if the circumstances were just right, and then he made the circumstances just right.
I guess that's fair.
Without him, without him, there literally wouldn't have been a Paradox Live, because we're told in the first episode that whole club
vanished 10 years ago.
Yeah, disappeared with the like
group.
Bokaiden or whatever they're called.
That's fair.
So, like,
okay, I'll give you that.
Like, even if he's not a great villain, and he's really not, he's still, like
a necessary one.
Exactly. He's a plot device.
Yeah. He's not great, but he's necessary.
He's turning the wheel. Without him, the story doesn't happen.
I guess.
You don't have to like it, but that's the way it is.
I'll agree, but I'm going to complain about it the whole time.
You son of a bitch. I'm in.
Any other thoughts? I know our reviews typically have been shorter lately, but it's because, so far we really haven't had too many quote-unquote groundbreaking shows, because most of the time, like, the shows we do talk about and deeper are the ones with Wiki's topics.
We also just haven't had a lot of deep shows lately, it feels like.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, a lot of shows that we've been watching are kind of... Well, this show did have a lot of, like, deep tones to it with everybody's, like, backstories and kind of all the different reasons that people get into hip-hop, which is whether it's Cosmez, where they're living in
the slums.
That's a story that's very relatable to kind of the OG hip-hop here in America, where he's really just trying to get out of an awful situation that he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it could be as simple as the dude from Bay, who I guess all three guys from Bay, or people from Bay, that all disappointing their parents and being like disowned, because all three of them were disowned by their family.
The blonde guy, his story, I think personally, was way sadder than the main leader of Bay. Because it's like the main leader of Bay is like, oh, my parents didn't like the music I listened to, so they burned it. Now I'm traumatized. The other guy's like, my family had another child and was like, hey, we don't need you. Yeah, we were like, we don't need you. And the kid's like 8 years old.
We're going to ship you off to another country.
Because we now have an actual child and we don't need your existence anymore. Like, that's fucked.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the chicks.
It's because she was born male, and when
Oh, that's
when
right.
when her dad left, her mom was like saying that she has to be the prince of the house.
Oh no, she was born female, but
No, born male, but grew long hair. So
I thought it was the other way around because I thought the parent.
no,
I thought the whole
'cause
point was she
'cause-
was a girl, but the mom was wanting a boy the whole time.
she does want a boy, but she wants to not be a boy.
Oh.
Her whole thing is self-expression. That's why she's in hip hop,
Gotcha.
because she doesn't want to be told how she needs to be, how she needs to be seen.
Yeah,
and
that
kinda
makes
stuff
sense.
like that. Yep.
Okay, that makes
Good.
a lot more sense. I was a little confused by it. I was like, wait, so she?
Because
I thought the whole time that she was like
it's hard.
mostly a girl. Like she was born a girl, but the mom was like treating her as a boy, like cutting her hair and like trying to be like, oh, you're the prince and stuff. Like
yeah,
I thought it was that, but it was
I-
like, no, I am a girl. Let me be a girl.
yeah,
I didn't.
yeah,
think,
it-
I didn't realize it was she was
it's-
trans.
yeah. It's like that because I think technically it's like a non-binary thing, and I think they use like they them pronouns technically, but I don't know if I caught that right, but she looks like a girl, so I've been
Yeah.
saying girl. But even like it's hard to tell with her style of clothes.
Yep.
But there are scenes in the show where she's just wearing like a tight crop top and like shorts or something,
Yeah,
and you can see she does have more of like a male physique.
that's fair. Huh.
You know, so
Regardless, the main guy's story is not nearly as bad.
he's a rebellious teenager.
That's really it.
That's his story.
Yeah. He's rebellious. The other one had gender recognitions,
yeah, identity
and the other one
issues.
was completely abandoned.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Such loving families.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Ratings? Or any other final thoughts?
Yeah.
The show was weird, but I randomly kind of weirdly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it too.
This is like a guilty pleasure show.
The first couple episodes, I'm like, I am gonna hate this so much.
It starts out slow. Yeah. Like first episode's drag for sure.
Yes. 100%. The setup is slow. The payoff and the build up is pretty damn good.
Yep.
All right.
I'm getting the ratings, I guess.
Yeah.
Want me to go first?
You assigned it.
All right. These are my ratings for Paradox Live, the animation, and they're mine. You can't have them.
But he's gonna give it to you anyway.
I'm gonna let you look at them and hear what they are, but you can't have them. Don't touch. Don't touch my numbers.
Cracks knuckles in anime.
Breaks fingers.
Breaks
Did you
fingers
say
in anime.
Did you say breaks fingers? Yep.
You heard me.
Personal enjoyment, I gave it 9. It's not like a perfect show, but I really did like it most of the way through. I don't think there's like a member of the main cast that I really disliked. You know, it was a good story, pretty good music. You know, animation, I gave a 9. It's not perfect because of some of the character models sometimes, but other than that, this show is really pretty. Like
It's really cool looking.
yeah, like the stages are always cool, and
The shows that they put on with the illusions and
the
everything.
illusions are amazing. So visually, this show is awesome. Character development, I gave an 8. I think this show kind of lends itself with the way that the Phantasm metal works. It kind of lends itself for easy character development because they kind of have to face these issues because of the trap. What are they called? Trap rebounds or something? When they have like the hallucinations after the performance and they freak out.
Yeah.
Trap something. Anyway, um, soundtrack I gave a 9. I didn't like every single song that they did, and which honestly, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but tell me if you guys agree. The battles never felt like battles.
Correct.
They just felt like they were just putting on shows for people.
Yeah, every time they talked about like a winner and loser, I was like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, world building, I gave a 7. They actually do a pretty good job of explaining like the way that like the metals and stuff and the way that it interacts with like music culture in this
Yeah.
sort of world and stuff like that. And yeah, I thought it was pretty good. They gave us, I felt, a sufficient amount of information.
And I'm pretty sure they rehashed it also every episode.
They definitely,
Or at least in the first half of the show they did.
yeah, they also reiterated a lot near the end
Yeah.
too, for sure.
Yeah. So that helped quite a bit.
Yeah. Plot, I gave a 7. I do feel like there was a bit too much going on with the stories at times because of too many characters. So it could have been higher if there were if there was
More
you know,
focus on one than the other.
yeah.
Yeah.
But for what we got, I think it was good.
Mhm.
Voice acting, I gave an 8. I thought it was good, and technically, since they're actually doing the singing, I'm including that in the voice acting performance.
Oh yeah, no,
So-
100%.
So even though they're speaking in Japanese, and I am not the best at telling if that sounds good or not, I know if music sounds good or not.
Yeah.
So their voices work, and they sing well.
Yeah.
Art style, I gave 10. I think, like I said earlier, with animation, visually, this show is amazing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I love the way it looks. Uniqueness, I gave an 8. Yeah, I don't think there's many shows like this. Recommendability, I gave a 6. I think there are a few people I could recommend this to. I don't think I would recommend it to like a ton of people.
This is like the people that like the music of like the Japanese hip hop kind of group.
Yeah,
This is one of those
It's kinda
shows
niche.
for them.
yeah, it's kind of niche. Or like, if somebody asks me about it, I'd probably tell them about it. Or if I'm hanging out with somebody and they're scrolling through Crunchyroll and somehow pass it, I might be like, oh hey, I watched that. That wasn't bad.
This is a show I would recommend just listening to the soundtrack more than watching the show kind of thing. But I'd still be like,
yeah,
check out the show.
Yeah,
but
check the show out.
Detective Jack Wang to the rescue.
Oh,
Definitely episode 8. Kakaguri, 35
Oh.
episodes in, is when the Pervy Mineta comparisons start.
Wow, so it was Kakeguri.
holy
Dang.
shit!
It was that early. Wow, we didn't
It was
even.
my second assignment.
we-
It went from Dead
we-
Man Wonderland to Cremetta real quick.
I guess we really didn't give you a chance, huh?
You gave me a month.
Yeah.
You gave me
You-
one episode. You gave me 2 months.
You were
You gave
you
me
were
2 episodes.
you were basically doomed from the start.
Hey, fair.
We're just like, all right, we started a podcast. Throw Crimson under the bus.
Then again, when does that not happen?
Exactly. We had to start precedent early.
I guess.
Establish dominance and a hierarchy.
Yeah.
What's your overall?
Total's 81.
Okay.
So this show actually got good scores for me.
Fucking Jack Wang to the rescue. I like that
For real.
she finished her investigation before we finished the episode.
Yeah, our listeners will be
Shout out
satisfied.
Jack Wang.
And now, when Jack Wang listens to this episode, Jack Wang will be satisfied because Jack Wang will know the answer because Jack Wang found it.
Jack Wangception.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Frenchie.
Wang. Jack fucking Wang.
Truck Coon.
Beep beep.
Why'd you put your phone away? Aren't your ratings on it?
Yeah,
Your mom
fuck off.
put her
Okay.
phone away.
Personal enjoyment, I gave it a 6. It took me a lot to get into the show, and then I got confused a little bit
That's fair.
in the second half.
Yeah.
I thought the show took a lot for me to thoroughly enjoy. Overall, it was solid, but not something I'm ever probably going to think about again. Animation, I gave an 8. I really got taken out by the 3D models when they were performing.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, it's pretty standard with what we see. I do really like how the Phantom Metal is animated, but the body models are not great.
Yeah.
Especially when that's the main thing on screen. When a lot of the time we see the poor 3D models in the background.
Yeah, I felt the illusions and most of the other stuff going on was kind of enough to
Well, that's why I still
take
gave
me
it
out
an
of
8.
it. Yeah.
And I gave art style a 9
Mm-hmm.
because I think when you have so many characters, for all of them to be so unique looking is the
Yeah.
way they're done. I also really like with Cosmos that even though they're twins, they look different enough
Mm-hmm.
while also still having that same like appearance vibe
Mm-hmm.
to it. Character development, I gave a 6. I really feel like the characters are pretty much the exact same, but like it's enough what we see from their backstories, I guess. But like in current time,
Right.
I mean, it's not too long of a competition, but I don't know. I also just didn't really like a lot of the characters.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I thought kind of their motivations. That's why, like, outside of Bay, I didn't really like a lot of the motivations. Like, it was pretty basic.
Yeah. Fair enough.
The shit with the kid getting abandoned by his parents, though, sad as fuck.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
World building, I gave a 6. I don't really know how they got scored or anything.
I don't know.
We would just see them perform, and they're like, "This group won." It's like, when did they fucking battle?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like the battles never felt like battles.
Yeah,
Like
and
they-
like when it's supposed to be Paradox Live, the animation, it's supposed to be about Paradox Live, and we get 12 episodes of backstories.
Yeah, the
Which-
little demon cat dude must have been the only one, the only judge.
Soundtrack, I gave an 8.
would.
Like I said, like early half of the show, I didn't like a lot of it, but a lot of the music is still really solid and bumps it up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Plot, I gave a 7. I think it's kind of choppy at times, but overall has a fairly cohesive story that is told well. VA performance, I gave a 7. It's above average, but not great, in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion. Uniqueness, I gave a 9. I've really never seen a show like this outside of Pitch Perfect. But also, like, the secret dark agent using a competition to take over the world, I feel like I have seen before.
Yeah,
So, like, that docked a point. Recommendability, I gave a 5. I don't really know a lot of people that are going to want to watch this, but, like, if someone asked me about it, I'd be like, yeah, sure. I don't really know what it's fucking about, but go watch anime Pitch Perfect.
it's like Upstream Colors.
Oh, this was a really side thing, but I just wrote it down because I laughed about it. In episode 5, when they were beating up the other twin from Cosmos,
Mm-hmm.
and the other group shows up to rescue him, the guy swings a fucking steel pipe at this guy, and he just blocks it with his arm, and there's just nothing mentioned about it.
Superman over here.
Yeah, really nothing to do with anything, but, like, just...
Oh, thank you for saying that. You reminded me of a joke I made while watching the show that I was telling myself I hope I don't forget when we talk about the show. So in the last episode, when you find out that the guy that's been following them around for a while was, you know, the surviving member of the group from 10 years ago that was tracking down the scientist, and he tells the scientist that, like, he's not gonna sit around and fall for the scientist's delusions, and then
Delulu.
I said, as the scientist, no, that's what you're not getting. You're not gonna fall for my delusions. You're gonna fall for my illusions.
Haha.
Mm-hmm. I didn't want to forget that, so there you go.
It is enjoyable.
Crimson over there freaking out.
There's a fucking gnat like right here. All right.
Did you say your total?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
71.
There we go. All right. Dun, dun. There we go. All right. Personal enjoyment for me, I gave it a 7. I like the music for it, but I feel like the story itself was very confusing at times,
Mm-hmm.
so it was very hard to follow. Animation, I gave it 9. I thought the animation was pretty damn clean. Character development, I gave it 8. We see quite a bit of character development with some of the members, but the ones that we do see like a big chunk from, I think really help carry the character development.
Mm-hmm.
Soundtrack gave it 9. Slaps. This whole show's about the music to begin with, so how could it not? World building, I gave a 7. I think that the world building, like, it was reiterated every episode and stuff, or almost every episode, which was helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like there could have been a little bit more, I feel, at times.
Yeah, with the competition itself specifically.
Exactly.
I think, yeah.
Plot, I gave a 6. There's a plot that is there, albeit it's not good, but it's there. Voice acting performance, I gave an 8. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know much about the Japanese voice actors to begin with, so I'm basing it off of the fact that they were the people that were also doing the songs. Also, I gave a 9. I like the art style for it. I do wish that the blonde guy in Bay didn't also look like the new Trigun from Trigun Stampede.
Blonde sissy boys, I don't know what to tell you.
I know. I mean,
Japanese people, man.
I'm not wrong. Uniqueness, I give an 8. This is definitely unique. There's not a lot of shows that like can do the music aspect, like something like this. Like, obviously, we were comparing it to Pitch Perfect, which it kind of is. But one, the Pitch Perfects are movies, and they're also pretty mid.
Hey, the first one's actually pretty good.
First one's pretty solid. I'll give it that.
That's the only one I've seen.
Second one was all right. After that, I didn't see any others.
It gave us Haley Steinfeld singing. That's all I needed.
Yeah. Recommendation gave a 6. If somebody asks about it, I'll personally probably tell them at least listen to the music first. Then you can give the show a try if you like the music. Because
I wouldn't recommend that to somebody. That's a weird recommendation, I think. Or listen to a soundtrack before you watch the show that's used to promote the soundtrack.
Fair enough. I'm still giving it a 6, though. So total for me is 77.
Cool.
Which our average between the three of us for that brings it to a 76. Yes, the three of us. We were a little all over on this one. Like, we had kind of like our scores are somewhat close, but they were kind of spread between the 70s.
It's a weird show, so I could see how that could happen.
Yeah.
But they're all pretty high, though. So
True.
that's cool. At least it's not like one person thinks it's like a 30, and then one person thinks it's like an 80, and then one person thinks it's like a
I mean,
like
we
a
still
60
have to get Wiki's results, and I'm sure his is probably gonna.
32.
yeah.
I'm sure Wiki's results will probably end up in the high 80s or 90s. I'm sure.
Nah, he'll hate it. Watch.
We gonna make a bet on this? We know he's not gonna listen to this episode beforehand. I think he's going to rank it in the high 80s to low 90s.
High 80s to low 90s.
Yeah. So like in the realm between like 88 to 92.
I think he'll probably do 70s.
You think 70s?
Yeah.
What do you
If
think,
I'm
Frenchie?
thinking like realistically.
I don't care.
Fair enough. All right.
That's not a number.
I mean, if you condense it to the 3 letters of IDC, then it's the number 3.
How?
Well, it's also 3 words.
A number of words
33.
is not a number, though.
Maybe.
Show me your work and your math on that, Crimson.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it.
Well, then you
I'd
fail.
rather take the partial. I'd rather take the partial credit if I can.
Nope, no partial.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Cremetta Einstein, Crimestein.
We got to make sure you're not using ChatGPT.
Eh.
Kakagiri episode 35 minutes in, The Birth of Cremetta.
Man, she even got the timestamp.
Yeah.
The fact that,
That
there's a
is-
timestamp is wild.
That is so good.
That's a
Crimson
cool.
Minetta, Cremetta.
All
Don't forget, Blue Period is the anime assignment. Check it out in our next review. And until then, as Wiki would say, stay weeby.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Weekly Weebs podcast.
We'll be back next week with more exciting anime talk.
Make sure to join us every show to stay up to date with what's going on in the world of anime. We'll catch you next time.